Oh, all right, here we go. We're about to do another homework video here, foundational skills homework number 2. We will be doing a bunch of questions, but a bunch of the questions are questions I've done in previous videos, so you're going to have to go backwards if you're still confused about some of those previous topics. All right, here we go. Number 1 from your foundational skills homework is talking about simplifying fractions. So we're going to take a fraction. This one is 8 over 48. Your fraction will be different, so you're going to have to figure out for your own fraction what you need to do. For this fraction, we have 2 even numbers on the top and on the bottom, so I can divide them by 2. This is just how I do it. If you find a bigger number that works, that's going to be actually better. But I always just divide by 2 whenever they're even. So that's going to equal 4 over 24. And that's why I want to do it this way, is because now I'm going to show you that I could divide by 2 again. That's going to give me 2 over 12. And then I could do it again because they're even. So I can go divide by 2 again. And that's going to equal 1 over 6. That would be my answer. Okay, so let's talk real quick. So if I divided by 2, and then I divided by 2 again, and then I divided by 2 again, that's dividing by 2 3 times. So that's the same as dividing by 8. Okay. So if you find a big number, a bigger number than 2 that divides both, then you can use that number. So this would be 1 over 6. Okay? So you actually get the same answer both ways. All right? So that's number 1. Number 3, so number 2 is the same as number 1, but number 3 is talking about dividing with 0. Okay? You might not know this rule, but you cannot divide by 0. Okay? So, for example, if I did 8 divided by 0, that would be undefined. Okay? I can write 8 divided by 0, 8 over 0. That is also the same as 8 divided by 0. That would be undefined. All right? But you can divide 0. Okay? You can divide 0. So for example, 0 divided by 8 is equal to 0. Okay? Also, 0 over 8 is equal to 0. Okay, so you have to see the difference right here. Okay, the difference, I'm going to come over here. The difference is that here you're dividing by 0. That's not possible. Here you're dividing 0. Okay, so one of them's the divisor, one of them's the dividend. You have to pay attention to that. All right? Awesome. Number 5, 6, and 7 I did in the previous video, so you can go back and look at those if you need help. Let's move to number 8. Okay. I've talked about this before, so I'm going to go quickly. Number 8 is talking about the reciprocal. Okay? The reciprocal is the flip. Okay, I'm going to put quotes around the flip. Reciprocal is the flip of a number. All right? So if you're taking the number 3, okay, number 3 can be written as a fraction 3 over 1, and then the flip of that number is 1 over 3. Okay? If I had 4 over 11, the flip of that number is 11 over 4. Okay, if I had negative 7, the flip of that number would be negative 1 over 7. That would be the reciprocal. Okay, so negatives work as well. Awesome. Number 10 and number 12 are on the last video. Okay, so I'm going to move to number 13. We're going to write a improper fraction. So in this case, in this example, you have 11 over 7. We're going to write it as a mixed number. Okay, here's how we do that. We're going to take our fraction, and fractions always mean divide. So we're going to take our division. 7 goes into 11 once. with 4 left over. Okay, that's our leftover. Okay, so since we're dividing by 7, we're taking sevenths of 11. So one whole number, 7 out of 7 fits into 11 with 4 left over. Okay, so 4 out of the 7 are left over. So we have one whole. We have one whole right here, and then right here we have 4 left over. So 4 out of the 7 are left over. And this would be our answer. Okay, whatever question you have in front of you, it's going to be different than this one. You're going to want to take your numerator, divide it by your denominator, and then you're going to want to figure out what's left over. Awesome. Number 15 is next. Okay, this video will be up to number 25, and then you can use the next video to help you with 26 through 50. Okay, number 15, we're going to take an improper fraction. So in this case, 4 1/8, and we want to make that into an improper fraction. So we got a mixed number. Oh, I'm sorry. This one is a mixed number, and then we're going to make it into an improper fraction. Okay, right here. Okay, so right here, where we want to look is we want to look at our fraction. Okay, so we know that we are working with eighths. So this is eighths. Okay, because the denominator of the fraction is eighths. So if I took a pie and cut it up into eighths, okay, what I'm asking you to do is I'm asking you to take 4 whole pies and then 1/8 left over, and then write that as an improper fraction. Okay, so here would be 1/8, all right, and then the 4 pies. Okay, so here's 4 and 1/8, right? Each of these pies is 8/8. Because if I have eighths of a pie, if I have 8 pieces and I eat all 8 pieces, that would be 1 whole pie. Right, so all of these are 8/8. If I have 8 pieces of a pie and I eat all 8, that'd be the whole pie. Right here I have 8 pieces of a pie and I only eat 1. Okay? So all together, you're going to take, I'll do this in blue, you're going to take these 8/8, these 8/8, these 8/8, these 8/8, and multiply that together. That's 4 8/8. Okay, so that would be 4 times 8, which is 32. Okay, 4 times 8 equals 32 pieces of pie. Okay, and then we have the 1 left over. So we're going to add that 1 to the 32. That gives me 33/8. All right, and this would be my answer. You might have learned this in middle school. You might have learned this called the Ferris wheel method. Take the bottom number, multiply with the whole number, and then add with the top. 8 times 4 is 32, plus 1 more is 33. And that's how you get 33/8. Okay. Awesome. I want to do 17 and 20. I'm going to go quickly. 17 is multiplying. Multiplying by magnitudes of 10. So this question is 1,000 times 0.883. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to take that number, which is 1,000, has 3 zeros. What that does is it makes the magnitude of this number move 3 decimal places. Okay, so this would equal 883. Right? I could do one more example. Like if you had 10 times 25, you're going to want to do 1 0, which moves the decimal place over 1. If you have an empty space, a 0 belongs there. Okay, so this would equal 250. All right? Awesome. Last one is if you are dividing by a magnitude of 10. Okay? So this example is 14.2 divided by 100. All right? Making sure it's still recording. All right. So on this one, what you're going to do is you're going to take your number, which is 14.2, and we're dividing by 100, right? So you want to think about this. If you're dividing by 100, you know your number is going to get a lot smaller, right? So you're taking a number and you're dividing it up into 100 pieces, all right? So we're going to do the opposite of what we just did. We're going to do the opposite of what we just did. Right here we have 2 zeros. We're going to go left to make our number smaller. All right? So that's going to equal 0.142, and that would be my answer for this question. Okay, I will do one where you're going to get some zeros in the empty spots. So for example, if I had 0.25 and I divided that by 10,000, this would be 4 zeros. So I'm going to take my decimal and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Each of those empty spots belongs to 0. So to write our answer, we would write 0.000